This is a quick video on the newly updated PTS Strong Stock Rank Analyzer. First thing you do, go to the top here, click on the Strong Stock Rank Analyzer. From there, you're going to select from your own preset list that you've built and saved. You can also select one of the major indices here. We have several of them, and we have a bunch of other preset lists as well. But for demonstration purposes, let's go with just the basic indices. Let's look at the Dow Jones 30. Now, what this is telling you is given a list of all the Dow Jones stocks, and we're given a rank of between 1 and 100 for all of them, 1 being the weakest, 100 being the strongest. And what we want to do is sort. So looking at the past year, the strongest ranking stocks looks like it's Goldman Sachs, and Goldman Sachs has an 80, followed by Caterpillar, JP Morgan, Boeing, ExxonMobil. Now we want to sort again. Just click here and it sorts. Now we got the weakest ones: Merck, Verizon, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Apple. Kind of surprising, some of these. Pfizer, believe it or not, and Walmart. McDonald's, these are, 19, 17. What this means is, for example, Apple has an 11. 89% of all the other stocks out there are outperformed Apple. Goldman Sachs, on the other hand, is an 80. So it's in the top 20%. It's outperformed 80% of all the other stocks. So it's strong. It doesn't mean it's a stock you want to buy right now, but what we want to next do is open up a chart, and we're going to go ahead and select side-by-side view up here. Drop these down, connect the two. We'll just choose the blue color to connect the ranker with the charts. You can do this on any of the scanners. Now we can just go ahead and click, and it's going to change the chart over here on the right. Caterpillar, click on JP Morgan, goes to JP Morgan. So you can see those are pretty solid uptrending stocks. We can go ahead and add the buy sell line there to the fluid, which really just gives you an indication of the 50-day simple moving average. Really, makes it stand out. You can change the colors on that if you like. Goldman Sachs had really strong trend, a couple pullbacks there. Now let's go back to these weak ones. You can take a look, and you can see, for example, Merck. Merck is actually broken down, and now it's getting back to that 50-day moving average. Looks like that might turn into some resistance there. Procter & Gamble, you would have thought that stocks like Procter & Gamble of defensive nature would have done okay, but as of late, definitely not. You can scroll back using the mouse scroll, and you can see initially it sold off. It did rally, and then it's been, ever since that October high, September, October, November, it just really got weak. So it may have been one of the top ranked stocks for a while. Definitely not over the last year. And Apple, same thing. Really strong trend. But what we're looking at is over the last year, it's underperforming all but 11% of all stocks out there. It's basically underperforming 89% of the rest of the stocks. So actually pretty terrible. What we're looking for is areas of strength. So you want to be in those strong areas. Doesn't mean these trends continue, but you can add these strong stocks to a watch list and then wait for some sort of a pullback. And I'm going to show you this next part here. If you want to rank by the last day, for example, you've got McDonald's was the strongest one over the last day. Maybe that's not super significant, but it is an 80 over the last 5 days, and it was a 19. So what does that tell us? It's getting a little bit of strength. It's outperforming 92% of the rest of the stocks out there over the last 1 day, and 80% of them over the last 5 days. Maybe something's happening, maybe not. Something to watch, but you can sort here. Nike. Nike's another one, a 91. It looks like that had an amazing trend. went sideways for a little bit and could be trying to hit new highs. And we've also got this rank for the 20-day time period, where you can see Boeing has actually been, the last day it's been at 6, so it's been terrible, but rank the last 5 days has outperformed 95% of the stocks out there. It's outperformed 96% of all the stocks over 20 days. Over the last 50 days, it's outperformed 90% of the stocks. Let's click on that chart, take a look. So obviously it was been doing miserable, had a hard time getting any sort of strength, and now seems to be kind of taking off a little bit. It's definitely outperforming the rest. So something to watch. You put those on your watch list. This is not a buy and sell recommendation by any means. None of these are. We just want to teach you ways to sort through stocks to add to your watch list and identify pockets of strength. Now let's just go to the S&P 500. This is going to pull up all 500 stocks. Let's do another quick sort. And you'll be surprised what stocks you find. Most people are just trading the same old stocks they hear about on TV. Some of them are trading the same stocks from back in 2000, the big tech, and some are just chasing after the meme stocks. But what this allows you to do is get a real good grasp on what's going on in the market. So for example, the S&P 500, you can sort to see the weakest, you can sort to see the strongest. Let's take a look at the strongest. And number one on the S&P 500 with a 98 ranking, or looks like is Discovery Com. And I mean, this one went out, I missed it on my radar. Look at this though, strong moves here, and then just straight up nosebleed levels. I mean, kind of scary to see, if this just took a did a quick pull back to the 50, it could go back to 48 from 75, could get sliced in half. So you do have to be careful with these stocks. But again, here's another one, Viacom. I mean, who would have known? Viacom CBS outperformed all but one other stock in the S&P 500. And never heard of this one, to be honest, Tapestry. So this is a way to add stocks to your watch list. Fremont McMoran. You've got some energy names. Those were doing terrible for the longest time. GE was doing terrible for years. Now, this goes back to 2018. You can go ahead and change the time frame and go back, look at the weekly, and I mean, this stock was at 42 back in 08, went down to around 6, rallied back to 34, and then went back to below 6, looks like. But lately has had a nice rally. Again, who knows where these stocks go from here? You have to sit and look at the charts. You have to look at the supply demand. You have to look at the trends, and are we seeing a series of higher highs and higher lows? Are we seeing support areas hold up? And are we seeing them outperform the rest of the stocks? Those are important things to look at. But again, these are not buy or sell recommendations. These are ideas that you can add to your watch list. You find these pockets of strength and add them to your watch list. And that's as simple as right-clicking on the chart. Add symbol to portfolio list and pick your portfolio list. Boom.